Hey everybody, it's Jasmine. So today I was actually decluttering, not really decluttering, but I was just looking in my makeup stash and I was like, there are a lot of things that I haven't really been giving a lot of love or attention to, and this is kind of like a declutter but also a rediscovery of products in my collection. A lot of the items that I'm using here, I've only used it once or twice, and I'm kind of just seeing if I am going to be keeping it in my collection or not. So today I just kind of recreated the look that I had in my fragrance video. So I hope you guys all enjoy the video. I hope you guys all enjoy the information that I accumulated while using these products, and let's just get started. Before I get started, I wanted to let you guys know that there are some people in the house right now, so you will hear some echoing and footsteps. But I'm just going to go in with primer. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. Now, there's no real specific reason why I don't use this. I think right now I'm gravitating towards my pore minimizing primers as opposed to moisturizing primers. I do think that once we get into the fall and winter season, I will start using the primerizer a little bit more because my skin does start to get a little bit more dehydrated and dry. So I'm going to save this. I'm not going to throw it out. And I think the purpose of this video for me is to pretty much see what I want to keep in my collection and what I don't want to keep in my collection, and why am I not using these products. For primer today, I'm using the discontinued Makeup Revolution Pro Base Blur Primer. I have been trying to use this one up for a really long time, but just for some weird reason, I can't finish it. And I'm starting to realize that through time, silicone-based primers don't look good on my skin. And I think it's because I just end up looking greasy at the end of the day because the silicone starts working up underneath the foundation. A huge plus with silicone-based primers though is that you do look glowy, so maybe if you have drier skin, maybe you'll like it, but I know a lot of people are really sensitive to it, so I don't know, you kind of have to juggle it to see if you like it or not, see if your skin works with it or not. I just feel like right now silicone-based primers are not really my thing. Initially, I was going to go in with the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation, and I used to really like it when I first reviewed it. So I did a video where I tested out all of the Too Faced foundations, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think this is my new favorite. But I think the scent is what is throwing me off, and I think it's the reason why I'm not using it. And also I feel like it oxidizes just a little bit. So today I'm just going to use it mixed in with my Shiseido Sports BB. I have the shade Light. I'm not using either of these, so I think mixing it, you know, and hopefully making it into like a more liquidy consistency will help me like it a little bit more. I am also noticing that my face itself is darker than my neck. I think my face is like tanning at a really weird pace because during my vacation, I barely got a tan in my face, but then my tan is just slowly developing, which is kind of crazy. So I'm not sure if that's just the case, but my face is definitely darker than my neck. So I do want a little bit more coverage towards the under eye area here because it just seems a little dark to me. Now I do have the residual foundation on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to use my First Aid Beauty Bendy Avocado Concealer. I have the shade 2.5, and to be honest, I think that this concealer line runs a little bit dark. Honestly, there's no particular reason why I'm not using this concealer. It's not like this is a bad concealer. I think the reason is because I have so many concealers that I'm trying to use up, like my Catrice concealer, and I just used up my ColourPop one, so there were other concealers that I was just trying to use up, and this one I think just got tossed in the back of the drawer and I just stopped using it. The next complexion product is the Catrice Light Illusion Loose Powder in the shade Yellow. Now, the last time I used this on my channel, it was when I did the full face of Catrice makeup, and I don't know why I haven't been using it. This is a great finely milled powder. It's affordable, it's drugstore. But I just have so many other powders that I was trying to use up, and I think during the time I was using up my ShopMissA powder, and you know, since then there were just other powders that I wanted to go through. This one kind of just got lost in the sauce. I can't remember if it has flashback or not, so I guess I'll check later today to see if it does give me a flashback. I'm gonna let this powder sit under my eyes while I do my brows, and for brows, I have a product that I have just a love-hate relationship with. This is the Makeup Revolution Brow Revolution in Dark Brunette. I don't know if it's just the packaging, because the brow product itself just looks like this, just like the Wonder Brow, honestly. So you just either take it on another brush or you could just paint it on. And I don't know why I sometimes love it and sometimes I can't be bothered with it. There's just moments where I can go months without it. I could probably live without this, but then some days I'm like, wow, why did I stop using it? And then I'll stop using it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna do my brows with this, and I'm not sure if this is something that I want to keep and then, you know, use up. I think this is something where I genuinely feel like I'm gonna get tired of it and then I'll throw it out. But don't get me wrong, you get a ton of product in here. This will last you literally a lifetime. This stuff, you get a lot of product. As you can see, I'm just cleaning up my eyebrows, and I just sometimes feel like it gets too messy too fast. Sometimes it's not like that. And there is just a margin of error that I just don't want to deal with, you know? So I just am cleaning it up and making it look nice. And obviously now it looks good, but I don't know. So recently, I don't know what is up, but I have just been feeling very defensive about myself. And whenever someone is trying to pretty much like comfort me, you know, I've just been feeling like super defensive because I've just been thinking about like how hard I've been working recently. And I'm not talking about YouTube, I'm literally talking about like my life, you know. And when someone like tries to comfort me, I always just feel like super defensive, like, you don't know like what I'm doing, like you don't know like how hard I'm working. And it's just like, I don't know if that's just something I have to overcome or if I'm just being really crazy and weird, but I know it's normal. I know that like this feeling is normal. Like whenever someone tries to attack you, you always feel like you always have to say something to defend yourself. And I don't know, I'm just like, why am I like that? You know, why do I take things so personally? Is it like this built up anger that I have inside me? Or is it this annoyance that I've been quiet for so long and now I'm just trying to find my voice and I'm just snapping at people? That's kind of like where I'm at, and I kind of just want to vocalize it because, you know, we all go through these issues, and I feel like, you know, this is something that no one kind of talks about. Like no one ever talks about like wanting to positively change for themselves or anything like that, or like acknowledging a problem that they're facing. I don't really like my eyebrows. They look a little too bold, but let me go into eyeshadow and hopefully it'll kind of even out. This is the exact reason why I'm not using certain products, and I think that's just, you know, that's just fair. So I'm going to recreate the look that I did in my perfume video. So it was just a blue smoky eye, and I used the Night and Day palette by Makeup Revolution. This is a baked eyeshadow palette, and typically I'm not really a huge baked person, and they actually did send me this palette, and I think the reason why I kept this one in particular was because of the blue and because of this iridescent shade right here. I thought that that was really stunning and really eye-catching. Everything else in the palette, of course, it's like grungy, cool tone browns, black, and, you know, just your regular gold. But other than that, I don't know if this is a palette that I would want to use up and hit pan on, because I do notice that when I do apply some of these shadows, it's really patchy. So I'm gonna go into my eyeshadow look today, and pretty much what I'm gonna be using are these two browns, and then the blue, and then the iridescent shade, and maybe a little bit of the black. So of course we're gonna start with the taupey brown, and we are going to pop this into the crease as a transition shade. There were some people on the internet saying, I don't know what a transition shade is. It's pretty much a shade that is pretty light in comparison to the other shadows that you are wanting to work with. And this is just to allow it to seamlessly blend into the skin better and essentially make it look more smoked out and blended. On a smaller brush, I'm taking the darker brown, and I'm gonna take this a little lower than the initial taupe, And this is going to add a lot of depth to the eye look here. And what that means is that we are darkening the crease, and it's going to seamlessly blend into the blue once everything is said and done. It's going to make it look a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more sultry. And then if you're like, ooh, that got too out of hand, you're going to take the initial blending brush and go right at the edge where you feel like it's too crazy. So I think the only reason why I'm not using this palette is because it's a cool tone palette. I, from the bottom of my heart, think that that's the real reason, even though I have other palettes that are cool toned. I'm not sure if it's the formula. You know how I said it was just a little bit patchy? I am seeing a little bit of patchiness there. It's nothing too crazy like some other palettes, but it's still there regardless. And when I'm thinking of a really nice cool tone palette, I'm thinking of the half side of my Supreme Seductress palette and how it just blends seamlessly, even, it's fully pigmented. We're gonna take that cobalt blue and we're going to pack it onto the eyelid. Now, once you start blending it out, it starts to sheer. So you're gonna have to build this one up. I think altogether it looks okay, but I don't know, it's still not as blended as I would like it to be. I left this part blank because I'm gonna put black right there. There's just something about this look where I just feel like there's a lack of pigmentation and it's not working out for me personally. Is it because it's baked? Is it because it's cool toned? I don't know. I can't pin it down. Like, I really can't. It works when it's all together, because as you could see, this is a really nice eye look, you know? I have to blend that out, but it's a nice eye look, yeah? But it's just, this is not the amount of time I would like to spend on my eyeshadow. Just gonna tap the blue on with my finger, because I think that's the best way to get pigmentation out of this one, honestly. Okay, so I try to use this eyeliner even though I don't like it. I'm actually gonna film a hits and misses video to upload on Monday, and I was gonna put this as my misses, and I cannot put on any more eyeliner except for just the wing. I can't line my eyes. This has like no juice in it. But as you could see, all together, the eye look is pretty good. But, you know, we have better blues. You know what? We just have better blues, period. And I just don't know if this is it for me. So off camera, I just decided to do this eye and then my lower lash line. It was pretty much the residual of this brush and then some black hole liner in the waterline just to tie everything together. So simple, you guys really didn't need to see it. Oh, and then I also put the iridescent shade in the inner corner. You guys know, simple. So for mascara, I'm gonna choose the NYX Worth the Hype mascara. I've only used this a couple of times and I think it's already dried out. It's not worth the hype, in fact. I don't like it. I just think it is too large as far as the wand is concerned, and it doesn't build up nicely. I feel like in order for me to get the length and volume, I have to build it up at least 3 times, and I think that is too much. I think 2 times is like, okay, cool, right? I can leave the house, feel pretty confident in my lashes as is. But 3, it's kind of like, do I really want to spend that much time on my mascara? Come on now. Originally, I was like, I don't have any lashes that I don't wear. I was wrong. I thought about it. And I think the one lash that I just will not wear ever again, I wore it once, are the Lilly lashes So Extra Miami. I'll just put it on. I'll just put it on. We'll all check it out. We'll all see what I'm talking about. Now, these just might look a little different because I'm having like a super bold look, and I just feel like sometimes with bold looks, you can't really get the fullest scope of an eyelash, you know what I mean? Because they often, you know, just hide between the eyeshadow and your lash line. For some reason, these lashes don't go up or they don't go out, they go in. Like the lash hairs just go towards my brows, like right towards the center, and it's just not flattering whatsoever. So I think with this look, it looks fine because you can't really see it, but if I do like my nude smoky eyes like I always do, and if you saw my Lilly Lashes try-on video, you guys kind of saw what I'm talking about. And I just, for the price, for the brand, it's not worth it. $30 for these lashes, come on, no. Now, if we're really gonna be talking about products that I haven't used in a very long time, let's talk about my e.l.f. bronzer palette. This used to be my ride or die. This is my second one, and honestly, it has really deep dents in it, so I probably am hitting pan on it soon. I think the reason why I'm not using this as much anymore is because I started getting on this bronzer frenzy where I just kept on getting and buying more and more bronzers because I thought, oh, I really like this brand because of so-and-so reason, so I have to try their bronzer. Oh, this bronzer's on sale, I'm gonna have to go get it. And I just felt like I lost this in the mix of it. I just stopped using it because I said, oh, maybe, my audience wants to see me use other bronzers, and here we are. This is just collecting dust. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be just as I liked it before. Blendable, buttery, smooth, beautiful on the skin. And this one is the bronzer palette in Bronze Beauty. Just like the e.l.f. bronzer, I stepped away from my ShopMissA blushes. I really like these, and I still do, but as most of you guys know, this past season, I have just been on a blush buy. I have been blush crazy recently, and I think that these ones just got lost in my drawers. These ones are their perfect blushes, and these are so perfect. I really do love the pigmentation of it. I love the color range of it. I have 4 shades, and I think today, for this look, I'm not gonna go too crazy, so I think I'm gonna go with Dandy, which is like a light coral. I like these blushes because they're super pigmented and they're matte. When Covergirl launched their full spectrum collection, I think that this one was my favorite item in the entire collection, and it's their full spectrum Sculpt Expert palette. This one is in the Blush Touch version, and I love this because it has that blush shade that's very similar to NARS Orgasm. Very similar. I think the only difference is the amount of golden shimmer within it, and then you get 2 highlight shades. So today I'm going to use the highlight shades, and I think the one real reason that I'm not using this is because there's not a bronzer in it. Okay, that's just me being crazy at this point because I really want right now a palette kind of slim and sleek like this, but it has like my blush, highlight, and then bronzer. I just think it would be perfect for travel, and I just feel like I don't have that in my collection right now. So I will just go in with whatever is handy, and I just don't think that this is very practical for me and what I want right now. But you know what, I'm just getting crazy, so I'm actually gonna go in with the middle highlight shade and highlight my cheekbones and anywhere else where I need a little bit of glow. There are a lot of lipsticks that I haven't used color wise, and I think that if I paired a bright pink lip with this blue eye, it would throw everyone off. So I'm gonna go in with a nude, of course, and this one is going to be my Smashbox Safe Word lipstick. This is more of like a rosy toned nude. It's nice, but I just feel like this isn't the nude that I usually gravitate towards. Alright everyone, that wraps up this video. Hope you guys all enjoy. I genuinely feel like I look like a gnome with my hair like this. I just feel like I should round up the products that I feel like I won't use again and that I think that I'm just going to give to friends or something like that. So I think the first one is going to be the Makeup Revolution palette. It gave us a really nice smoky eye, but I just feel like there's so many palettes that I've personally tried that'll give me the same result faster and easier. So I think that this one is going to go to my friends. And then the next product that I think that I'm gonna probably say goodbye to is probably the Brow Revolution. I just genuinely feel like this isn't working out for me as well as I want it to. There's some days where I feel like, yes, it really works. And then some days like this where I just feel like, no, I don't want it. So I just think that I have so many other brow products in my collection that I think I could live without this one. And, you know, maybe someone else might really, really like it. Other than that, I think that, you know, everything else worked pretty well. I'm not gonna throw away anything else. I think my complexion looks really, really good. I just think the only thing that I'm not really loving is just this area right here. The lips are fine. I'll probably keep it. I love the formula Smashbox lipsticks anyway. But let me know how you guys like this video and if you like something different like this. As always, I love you guys so much and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! Peace out, Girl Scouts.